Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode. Just kidding. This is the NBA Draft 2026 preview. We are here, ladies and gentlemen. This is also the final episode of this season.
Wednesday.
Right, Wednesday. We'll cut that out. This is the second to final episode of the season. I am your co-host, Reggie.
I'm your co-host, Norwood. It is draft time. It is draft preview time. It's draft follow-up time. And it's all of these things for me. It is Christmas. I can barely sleep.
Please let us know. Let us know that you're here in the comments. You know what I mean? Give us a like, give us a follow, give us a shout out, give us a hello, give us a hi. Want to give a shout out to all of those that tuned in all the way from. We've had people tune in from Atlanta. We've had people tune in from Florida, DC, Virginia, California, Thailand, Bangkok, everywhere, man. But we've had a few new followers turn up from DC. So, hey, man, shout out to the Commanders, as Brandon Ayuk would say. Welcome.
You don't want to say nothing that he said.
Welcome. He ain't even on the Commanders yet, is he? Did they make that trade final anyway?
He might be in his own mind.
Or out of it. Either one.
Mental health awareness is serious, children. Take care of yourselves. God loves you.
Oh, man. But who are you?
I am Norwood. I told you that. And I'm ready to talk draft. Y'all know I'm ready for trades. I'm ready for contract extensions that I did not see coming. Don't ever take a nap. Every time I take a nap, some shit happens.
I called Norwood. That phone just rang. I said, boy, in a meeting. I said, you must not have seen the news. I was
I woke up to what the I guess let's start there. I mean, it seems like the best place to start at this point. Trae Young was extended 4 years, $212 million, annual average salary of $53 million, but it is actually an escalating contract. So I think by the end of it, the last year, which is a player option, is like $58 million a year.
47 in the first year, next year, which was pretty much less than he could take before, but it escalates to 51.1, 54.9, 58.7 on the player option. And let me tell y'all right now, go ahead and pencil that in. Go ahead and pencil that in. 58 million. Now it is 9.7 less than he could have gotten in a 4-year max deal. So I guess he shaved off a little bit of money, but man, I don't know, man. What do you
No. First thing I want to hear, because if I say it, then I'm going to be an asshole. So how do you feel about the contract, Reggie?
I would not have paid Trae this money. There's no subliminals, no walking back, no word salad. I think Trae should send Jalen Brunson a gift basket because the NBA is move of trends for a lot of people. I think this was a trendy move. I think you had to re-sign Trae. I could not see myself paying Trae $50+ million unless you build a team around him, which is what they believe they have and can do, like New York. So if I were Trae Young, I would send Jalen Brunson a gift basket. If I'm the Washington Wizards, I'm going to sit back and see what y'all going to do with it. But having Trae as your highest paid player, I mean, as Falcons fans and Hawks fans, we've seen this story. It's hard to build around Trae. You're going to have to hide him on defense. We'll get to the AD conversation after that. I don't want to skip steps. Shout out to Auntie. I would not have paid Trae $58 million. I would not. I know you got to give him a player option because he would have left. He probably would have gone to Miami, and you need to keep him to justify making these trades, I guess. But I would not have paid him that money.
All right, so I'm going to start out at a very unique place, not where I typically start out. I reserve the right to be wrong. I was wrong about Jalen Brunson. Y'all happily have kicked my ass forever about it.
It's over with.
Right. He was an overpay. I can't believe you did that. These are some of my greatest hits. And everybody who listens to the pod, they know them. They like to say them all the time. With that being said, a couple things here. Washington Wizards, you are not the New York Knicks. Number one, Jalen Brunson took a massive pay cut. Second part is the New York Knicks put a team around Jalen Brunson of all guys in their second contract. So these guys are adults. They know how it goes, and you knew what you were getting out of these guys. The difference is the Washington Wizards, while they do have an interesting cast of characters around them, none of these guys are really proven. Second part about this is you did not extend Anthony Davis before. What we have seen about Trey is you need a big, probably a couple bigs in order for this to work. Alexander Sarr,
you got one.
Yes, you got one for sure. But if you don't have the other, I don't think it works. I don't think the Alexander Sarr, I think he'll be good enough on defense, but I don't think he's good enough alone. And Anthony Davis, he wants a max contract. That's like 67.
Y'all shelling out any money anyway. You shell it out. Everybody else on a rookie deal.
$4 million. But yeah, this is also cool. But Alexander Sarr is going to be. He's going to have to be extended not this year, but next year, if I remember correctly.
He's extension eligible. They have to pick it. They already picked up the team option on Sarr.
Right.
So, but yeah, he's extension eligible after this year.
And you also know what that means. The longer you wait, the more expensive he's going to be. And on this team, I think that how good he is going to be up for debate, but he's going to put up stellar numbers, especially with Trae Young. And what do we know that does? That gets you fired. Because what happens is Trae gonna get you the numbers that he gets. Alexander Sarr is probably gonna get the numbers that he gets, and then they're gonna say, "Why can't you win with this team?"
Well, the difference with this team is you should have the money to pay Sarr. It would behoove you to kind of extend Sarr if I'm not mistaken, and you should have the money because everybody else on that team is on their rookie deal, right? They don't have really any vet except for your boy that played for the Bucks with Giannis. We'll get to that too, Middleton, but he's going to be.
Oh, he's out of there. He's out of there. No. He was
everybody is on their rookie deal. So I mean, you have the money to extend AD. I just wouldn't do it. I would trade AD somewhere else.
He's in Dallas.
He's in Dallas. Oh yeah, he went to Dallas. That's right. He went to Dallas. I would trade AD somewhere else that has a large amount of front court help already. That they kind of need to purge some players. If it were me, you already have Sarr who doesn't want to be a 5 anyway. Why not trade him for Walker Kessler? If the Jazz were to take that.
Jazz not doing that. Jazz are not taking shitty contracts. I'm not trading you for Anthony Davis.
Okay, a 3-team trade. You see what's happening with Giannis. What I'm saying is there's bigs out there that you could probably trade AD for, but AD's him wanting a max is foiling everything.
Outside of the Blazers, who's been interested in? Now you got to remember, Anthony Davis has played for a bunch of teams in the NBA already. Outside of the Blazers, who's interested in Anthony Davis? And that's only what I've heard. That's what the internet tells me. I'm not sure if the Blazers, why I would be interested in Anthony Davis if I already have Donovan Clingan in the first place.
Oh, they want picks though, right? They would want.
The rest of this, this Wizards roster, it ain't built. It's Anthony Davis, Trae Young, Alexander Sarr, Trey Johnson, Koulibaly, Jaden Hardy, D'Angelo Russell, Bub Carrington, Cam Whitmore, Will Riley, Keyshawn George, Champagnie, and that's it. And I like Cam Whitmore as an idea. I like him as a 2K player, but he don't look like whatever he's supposed to look like in real life. I know
he's hurt. They don't even know what they have. He just got back. I'm sorry. So they don't even know what they have with him.
D'Angelo Russell, nobody wants him. I mean, I think that Trey Johnson is interesting, but Trey Johnson and Trae Young, I don't know. There's a lot left to be desired on this team in an East where I think that the Pacers are going to be better. You assume that depending on what the Celtics end up looking like, they're going to be better. I just see a lot.
Better?
When I say better, I'm talking about like long-term better. Like you'll have Jason Tatum back or potentially Giannis, but you'll have something more like they'll be sustainable again. I think that's where they're looking to get to be sustainable for the next 4 or 5 years or whatever iteration it is. Better might not be the right word, but something for sure. So
what does this mean for the draft? Oh, sorry. My bad.
No. That's exactly where we're going. So me too. This is I snuck in a little pre-production. I was talking to Kev. I honestly think that the vast majority, like I think up until this point, the Wizards have made us feel like they believe that Darren Peterson is the better pick. And if you believe that Darren Peterson is the better pick, I think that's who you should pick.
Yeah, because Trey and Darren Peterson, because he is 6'6" and he can play off the ball and he can distribute and be a secondary ball handler. But they have so many guards and wings already. I keep reading, and I'm not saying anything. I'm the football guy. Norwood is the basketball guy. I know enough. I know more than the average person. I ain't gonna play
right.
But Norwood is the guy that pays attention to the way I play football. But I keep seeing Boozer. And these are 3 players: AJ DeBansa, Darren Peterson, Cameron Boozer. Cameron, right? Cameron Boozer?
Yep.
Boozer?
Yep.
Those are 3 players for the first 2 picks, which the Wizards, the Jazz, and then to me, it's everybody else from 3 to 10, really, who's going to move around. I could see if you get off AD, Boozer is not a bad pick. But I would do some wheeling and dealing for that because I would trade down if I'm going to get Boozer.
Can't risk it. See, this is the thing about Kent Boozer is he's a nerd's pick. If you find a basketball nerd, they love him. And I understand why, because I think his floor is the highest.
Definitely a floor raiser too.
Yeah. I think he's got the highest basketball IQ. Mm-hmm. He has, why he's not the most athletic of the 3. 6'10", 250 comes with its own set of things that you just 6'10", 250 can pass, shoot, and dribble. That's not everybody. Darren Peterson left a lot to be desired because of his lack of playing. Now, of course, they say it was because of the creatine and all the rest of these things, and they said that he's ready, but this is a big risk. You know, at the end of the day, you look at these guys' medicals, but something there was weird.
I don't know if Boozer would be a good pick, even if you have AD. I mean, I guess he would be, because if you get Boozer with AD and Sar, I mean, that is, and then you add Will Riley, who's like 6'10", that is a versatile front court.
And that is, while they're not the Knicks, it is the Knicks. They're tall, they're physical. All of them can shoot minus AD. AD can't really shoot anymore. I know that y'all don't know that, but he can't.
I don't know. I don't know what happened. Well, I do know he kept getting hurt, but
right. But at the end of the day, I mean, he's still, you can't just leave him out there. He's not a self-check either. So you got 3 really big guys who can shoot. And that's a lot of defense. I think that potentially, I think Sar is going to be a good defender, and he'd probably be the worst defender out of the 3. So, and then you could figure out whatever you wanted to at that 2 position. Now, it would need to be a guy who's defense first, because that has to be your point of attack defender with those 3 guys. But I mean, you could look for a Lou Dort at that point. And I think that OKC is willing to, I think that he's probably out of there. And Lou Dort is 6'5".
6'5". He's a 2, but he's stocky, so he could play the 2-3.
Right.
He could guard the 1 through the 3, basically. I mean, they put him on Giannis at one. I mean, not Giannis.
And he don't need the ball, and he can still shoot well enough when open in the corner, which is where you 1,000% will leave him. So there's a formulation there for the Wizards. But I just personally think if you think that AJ if you think that Darren Peterson is the best guard, then he guards Trey's guy on defense, and then you terrorize people on offense, however you want to. The Wizards got some things to do, but that's my thought process on it.
It makes sense. I don't see them not picking Dembele. I think the ability to pair Dembele with Sarr and the ability to pair Dembele with Trey, to be able to run the pick and roll with Sarr, pick, roll, and pop, and then be able to have Dembele as the shot creator and still have all those other shooters. I don't see them not picking him.
My only thing with Dembele is I think he needs the ball. You're not going to be able to have the ball.
Said.
You're not going to be able to. Trey's got to have the ball. Sorry, we've seen it. And I mean, there's nobody who's missed that football being kicked 18 times. Oh, this will be the time he'll play off the ball. That shit ain't happening. And Washington, let's be real, you don't have the time to be cute and try to take Trey off the ball. So I understand Dembele being, for the largest point, the person that people like the most, but I don't know if him and Trey make a lot of sense.
So you saying Darren Peterson first? I'm saying Dembele first.
Correct. But I'm saying they say everything that they've communicated, they believe that Darren Peterson is the better asset. So if he's a better asset, I think you should take him. He's going to be the size of whatever shooting guard you're looking for anyway. He's 6'5", 6'6". It's not like you're gonna suddenly get a guy bigger than that to play the two.
You're not. And AD, so you grab Darren Peterson, what do you trade AD for?
As much as I did not like Trey, I don't think that it's a trick bag, because I don't think that Trey works without AD. I don't want to be a slave to two terrible contracts. I think that if you extend AD, it's going to be bad. I think that extending Trey at this price, I think that they negotiated against themselves. There were not teams that had the cap space that could have gotten Trey. The teams that had the cap space, they didn't need him. The teams that don't have the cap space would have had to move heaven and earth, which have by de facto kind of made it no reason to go get Trey. I think the Wizards, unfortunately, and I like Travis Schlenk, I think they negotiated against themselves. They did take into consideration now the tanking rules where you just can't tank every year.
You're terrible every year, like the Jazz.
But that also doesn't mean that you just pay through the nose for something that nobody else is going to buy at this price.
I mean, yeah, AD. I don't know what AD commanders. I mean, I don't know what AD commands. What AD would command on the trade market. Man, Clutch Sports, y'all be out here trying to muscle people. Look, everybody ain't LeBron, dog. Let's get that out the way. Everybody ain't LeBron. You can't muscle with AD.
Right. I think that that's a part of it, though, is as long as there is a fool to pay it, then sell it. I think that trade contract should have been $40 million a year, personally. I think that he's still good. I think that if he took $40 million a year, he could probably went to multiple places and been way more competitive than the Wizards will be by the time the contract is over. But once again, not my clown, not my circus. But yeah, I mean, you might, if you committed to Trey, you might as well commit to AD.
But AD they committed to AD. It's AD that ain't committed to them.
Yeah,
so AD is basically he's pulling cards saying, if y'all want me to stay here, you're going to pay me a max.
Right. And to clarify, right now, AD is on the hook for this year for $58 million. Then the subsequent year for 67. I mean, might as well say $63 million. Then he's an unrestricted free agent.
63.
Right.
And he wants a max contract, and he's like 32, right? 34?
Yes. And does not play nearly enough games for me. And I like Trey, but Trey slowed down. He's older. He ain't old, but he's older than when he was snapping and popping.
Yeah. So what does that mean for the Jazz then? So if the domino effect of Trey is I think that AJ Demancia is still clearly on the
board.
I mean, clearly picked at one. So now that leaves it with Peterson, who says, I don't want to go to the Jazz, but I had productive meetings with the Jazz. And then Boozer, who could go to the Jazz, but their front court is already crowded.
So I really like what Danny Ainge has done. Shout out to him robbing Cleveland blind and now being able to use their picks. So what the Utah Jazz have, I may be inquired to actually take Cam Boozer and play him at the 3. Because then you can have Walker Kessler, hear me out, Jaren Jackson Jr., Cam Boozer, and then Keontae George, Ace Bailey, or Isaiah Collier. I'm moving Lauri Markkanen. I told y'all, I don't think that Lauri is a winning basketball player. Lauri does not play defense. Lauri does not facilitate. And Lauri does not rebound. He's just tall, stand in the corner, shoot the ball. Now, is that something that certain teams need? 1,000%. But I don't think that he influences that. And can I get enough out of that from between Jaren Jackson Jr. and Boozer? Absolutely. And those are two guys that are at least going to play defense. And there's a market for Lauri Markkanen, even though I don't think that there should be.
Shout out to the Commanders fans that are in the DMs and all trolling me right now, say Commanders, go Commanders, go Commanders, all in. This is this is a basketball episode. I don't. Peterson makes sense, but then what do you do with Keontae George? Keontae George, Ace Bailey, Darren Peterson, Jaren Jackson Jr., and whoever the 5 is going to be.
Well, there's two options.
Okay.
You could move Walker Kessler because they offered him $140 million for 4 years, and he said no to that, which I don't hate because I also understand that basically the entire West has stocked up on centers. There's no small ball 5s except for potentially the Warriors. Everybody else got one.
Well, yeah, maybe the Clippers is young. He's young.
Yes, and the Clippers. And the Clippers. And the Clippers are going to be actively seeking a legitimate big. But outside of that, I mean, you could move Walker Kessler and you could move Lauri Markkanen. You could get something for both of those guys. And I mean, if I look at a team like Dallas, who has Gafford, has Likely, and one more, they may be ready to consolidate too. So, all right, I'll take a younger Walker Kessler. I pair him with Cooper Flagg, and then we going down the line.
If Peterson does so, in my scenario, I think Boozer is picked by either the Wizards or the Jazz. In my scenario, which means Peterson falls to 3. Because I don't know what the Grizzlies are doing. The whole 3, 4, 5. Let's see. Let me get my thoughts. The whole 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't. Also, you could take the Clippers out of there because they kind of you kind of know what they want to do. They trying to move off Kawhi.
No, I don't.
We'll get there. Oh, you don't?
No, hell no. I don't think. I think they're gonna do whatever the market allows them to do.
So, what's your pick for the Jazz then? Because I think Boozer is 1 or 2. I think Peterson falls to 3.
I think that Boozer makes the most sense for the Jazz because number one, you have the most built already, so you don't really need like Peterson to be a floor raiser when you already got Keontae George, you already got Isaiah Collier, and you already got Ace Bailey. Cam Boozer is good. Like the one. I mean, why?
If you were to draft Peterson at the 2, then Collier's out of there. But if you take Boozer Correct. At the 2, then your front court is. I mean, your back court is set.
Right. So for me, Yeah, I want Boozer in that spot because I think that he comes in the most ready to play. And the Jazz are no longer in the game of tanking or not being competitive. And if you're not being competitive, then what does that mean? I'm trying to be OKC and I'm trying to beat the Spurs. And if I can go out there with some iteration of Walker Kessler, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Cam Boozer, boy, it makes it tough on Wemby. You're gonna need another center and you're gonna need another power forward. Because all of those guys are physically able to tussle with you. So, and I think that Danny Ainge, he's gonna make the safe pick. He's gonna make the one that, you know. And I think that Keontae George is there to stay. Where Ace Bailey and Isaiah Collier are the guy who you got to figure out which one, you know, works. And I mean, hate to say it, Ace, but you might also be on the bench. But you might also be able to be on the bench and just kill.
Be the sixth man.
Yeah, and you come in the game and shoot all them crazy jump shots with the triple leg spin around. Do whatever you want to, bro. Shoot them all, and nobody gonna tell you no. I'm taking Boozer at 2 if I'm dead.
Exploding. Twitter can't handle the NBA trade rumors.
No, because yeah. So we both taking Boozer at 2 for as Danny Ainge on the.
I think Boozer's the second pick. Whoever makes the pick, the Wizards or the Jazz, I think Boozer is the second pick.
Okay. Now we move on to the Grizzlies, which I would have Darren Peterson here. Now, hold your horses. I know that we have said that Ja Morant has to go, but does he?
Yes.
Does he have to go?
Yes. He's run its course. He's the last one of the three of the dancers. All of them are gone. The troublemakers. They're all gone. I think Ja's run his course. I think they're ready for him to go. And I honestly think Darren Peterson is a great replacement for him.
I agree, but also, once again, what does the backcourt look like of Ja Morant and Darren Peterson?
With all those, they already got all the role players they need.
G.G. Jackson, Cedric Cowherd, Zach Edey.
The one.
Right. And at least, because my thing is, you don't want to be like the Bucks and be like, I have to do this. You know, I'm over a barrel, back in the corner, head in the vice. If I don't make this, then my season's fucked. I don't have to do anything. Would I like to move Ja? Sure. But Darren Peterson and Ja, who you going to guard and who you going to leave for one-on-one? And I do think that Ja going to be motivated. He ain't going to lay down.
Who's the better fit for the Jazz? Oh, go ahead. I know you're done. Go ahead.
At worst, he's going to try to increase his trade value to get on to somewhere else.
Who's the better fit for the Jazz? Peterson or Boozer?
Boozer.
I'm sorry, not the Jazz. Who's the better pick for the Grizzlies? Peterson or Boozer? Boozer with Edey is
Boozer. Boozer is the best pick for both of them. That's my answer.
Boozer with Edey would be a problem because now there's nothing you can do.
Right. Is Boozer's ceiling is not as high as Darren Peterson, who they believe could potentially be Kobe Bryant. You're right. But the one thing that he could do is stabilize your team, be an adult, and he processes fast as hell. He makes good basketball decisions at 6'10", 250 pounds. And I'm going to say this. If he was any other nationality, y'all would not care about his athleticism. You didn't care about Domantas Sabonis' athleticism, did you?
And where is he today? Would you do you think Boozer's better than him?
Well, I don't think that the Domantas Sabonis is the issue. I think that the Sacramento Kings are the issue.
Well, I mean, wasn't he on two other teams too? The Pacers
he was just with the Pacers, and that was at that point that was an even swap trade, straight up. You don't question the athleticism of Alperen Sengun. He ain't got no athleticism.
And he's 6'11". Boozer's 6'9", right?
No, 6'10", 250.
So he can play the 5. See, I thought Boozer was a 4, a 3-4. You just said you wanted to put Boozer at the 3. I don't think he has the athleticism or foot speed to play the 3.
I think that he does, and I feel like at that size, he's also physical enough that I'm gonna put a shoulder on you. I don't think you really want to do that. That's the reason I like him. He could be small ball 5 and can play the 3.
I'm gonna keep my pick of Jazz with Boozer, and I'm gonna put Darren Peterson at 3. I think Darren Peterson is the replacement for Ja. And I could be wrong. It could be what we think. One thing about the top 3 picks they are almost interchangeable.
Right.
And that's why I kind of wanted to group them together.
And I mean 4 right there. But I mean, the other part about the whole John Morant, Darren Peterson thing is the same thing kind of with the Hawks and Dyson Daniels is due to the fact that Darren Peterson can play the 1 and the 2 potentially. Then yeah, I can work this until we find something else. Maybe I'm interested in a Jalen Green for John Morant swap.
Phoenix has been trying to trade up.
And then you got Darren Peterson, Jalen Green, Cedric Cowherd. You still need a 4, and then Zach Edey. What up, though? So there's just the ability for players to play multiple positions makes them more valuable. Darren Peterson does check that box. The only thing about Darren Peterson is the uncertainty in his physicals because he was checking himself out of games. He's having the cramps, which, I mean, that's also a thing that Paolo had. That's not a thing anymore. I think within an NBA regimen, hydration, all of that, then that potentially changes. But it's just the uncertainty.
So that being said, then these were the easiest 3 picks to make then. It just depends on
it's going to be what their guys value as what they think is the best person, I think.
I agree.
Boozer's just safe because you think you're getting the most adult out of everybody. The band's I like him, but he does leave something to be desired. Like, can he play defense? Is he a ball handler? Can he pass? Or is he just going to be like an early AJ Debinca?
No, I thought you said Boozer. My bad.
No. AJ Debinca says he's just going to be like a flying slasher, which it would be great. I like the like a bigger Vince Carter almost type of thing. Jaylen Brown-esque.
They talking about he looks he looks like Kevin Garnett a little bit. But I think
no, that's Caleb
he has a better handle. Huh?
Caleb Wilson is supposed to be Kevin Garnett and everything
or Chris Bosh. And I mean, speaking of
Caleb Wilson ain't gonna come in and shoot as good. Chris Bosh shoot the cover off the ball. But and he's more explosive than Chris Bosh. Chris Bosh was way more Tim Duncan.
I mean, if you remember Chris Bosh? Chris Bosh at Georgia Tech was pretty much Caleb Wilson. He did the same. He played inside more, pause if necessary, and he was the center. And then once he got to the pros, it was like, oh, he can shoot for real. And then he became like first team all rookie and became, Hall of Fame career.
But see, I think Caleb is going to be like, there's potential for him to be, as long as the foot is okay, elite rim runner, high flyer, high energy type of guy. And I think that the Bulls at 4, that to me is probably the most stamped pick because it makes the most sense. They need a big. They lost Vooch. They're still going to need a 5 because I think that Caleb Wilson is a 4, but that also allows you to play Buzelis at the 3. They could potentially go back and get Ayo, and then you have Giddey, Ayo, Buzelis, Caleb Wilson, and a legitimate 5. That is going to make that's another team that could. No, Ayo. They've already kind of been talking about Ayo back to Atlanta, back to Chicago. Kendall Gill was the guy who broke that, and he was with Ayo Dosunmu, and Kendall Gill works for Chicago.
So at 4, then Caleb Wilson is pretty much a lock then. At 4.
I think that minus somebody, these people still do whatever the hell they want to. But that seems to me to be out of all of them, the most locked. Because I don't think that anybody drops out of the 3. And I don't think that the Bulls pass him at 4. That wouldn't be what I expect out of old boy who came from Atlanta, who looks for size and physicality. That's a slam dunk for what he's looking for.
So then we just did all that talking for 30 minutes to get to the point of the top 4 players are the top 4 players. And they're going to be drafted pretty much in the order that we think. Maybe Boozer sneaks up to the 2 and Peterson drops to 3. But 1, 2, 3, 4 is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4.
I think that, and let me clarify, I think that the top 4 are the top 4. I think that the order is where it gets tricky. I think that for a long time, people had Debanza at 1, and I think that Washington may think that Peterson is better and just take him. And then, of course, you also had the extension of Trey, where I think some people immediately assume, well, you get a guard, you don't get another one. I think that the Wizards
at 50 at the money, you either got to pick another guard or you got to sign AD. I think
well, by the time that Trey's extension is up, Peterson is up for extension, right? 4 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then, hey, you already know that. Honestly, that kind of ensures that you have good guard play for the next 8 years.
Yeah, I mean, and it allows you to have a replacement when Trey, if he decides to leave or passes on or whatever.
Right. But even and the other part is the one thing that Trey is going to do is take the immediate pressure off of Darren Peterson. Now, the thing is, he may take some opportunities away from him, but you also won't have to come in and run the offense. And you're going to shoot more open shots.
I'm refreshing this Twitter feed. I feel it in my bones. I feel like something about to happen.
Relax.
That's why I keep looking down.
It will arrive when it arrives. So we both taking Wilson at 4. The Clippers is where it gets interesting. For me, the reason that I think the Clippers is interesting is because I don't think there's one player on the board to fix their problem. I also don't know if they've identified their problem. If you look at the Clippers, they're trying to get younger, and they've done a decent job of getting younger where they can. The only real old person left is Kawhi. Kawhi also happens to be the most expensive player on the team, and he's 34 years old. You got 2 years left. No, excuse me, with 1 year left. So, on one hand, you see Kawhi, you got to think, well, he's got to be an expiring contract, potentially, and I've heard rumors to Miami. That sounds like the most Pat Riley shit that you could come up with. He plays tough defense. He old as hell, and he's expensive, and would attempt to try to make them immediately a contender.
So what do they do with Kawhi then? If Kawhi gets moved, and you like you said, Miami is the move. Miami has the 13, right?
Yep.
The thing about this whole Kawhi move is you're waiting to figure out what you're gonna do with Giannis. Kawhi, you don't get Giannis, you get Kawhi to Miami, you get the 13, you have the 5. And they've been linked to nothing but guards, right? I don't think they're linked to any bigs.
Who?
If I'm not mistaken, the Clippers.
There are no bigs that are in the 5 range.
So trading down is an option.
I think this could be a place where if I am OKC, I'm willing to consolidate because they're still over the second apron and try to get to 5. But the thing about it is, I think 5 is actually. This is what I'm gonna say about it. I think 5 is too high for what they want. Because if I'm OKC, I'm trying to draft Yaxel Lindenborg. Probably gonna lose Isaiah Hartenstein. I really like Lindenborg, who He played with Morez Johnson and Deamara. He started out as a 5, played some 4, and then he was a 3, and he was a facilitating 3. So I think that Yaxel could honestly be the new Draymond, and you could potentially look moving on from Draymond.
Yeah. Okay, let me focus because I'm scrolling too much.
Yeah, you gotta just skip it. Yaxel is 6'9", 240. He is older.
He's only 6'9"?
Yes. I mean 6'9", yeah. Yes, absolutely. And 6'9".
Oh, Yaxel from Michigan. Yes. What's the center they got now?
Quentin Post.
The young boy.
Quentin Post.
No, we're at the Clippers, aren't we?
No. Well, yes. But what I'm saying is OKC should be looking up to take that pick and take Yaxel Lindenborg there
at 5.
Correct. They got 2
That's
picks.
High for Yaxel though.
But that doesn't matter to them. They're trying to win a championship. They need fit more than they need. They don't need Keaton Wagler. They don't need the other guys in the same manner that the other teams do. They're drafting.
Let me tell you, if that happens, now all chaos breaks loose. If somebody trades up with the Clippers and takes a player that isn't technically the top 10 player,
shifts everything down, makes everybody a little bit more available.
Right. Because now you're at the Nets, who have drafted 3 point guards in 1 year and probably going to take another point guard. We don't know what the Kings are doing. We'll get there. And it takes you to the Hawks, who are the most active team right now. So for me, I think it's inevitable that the Clippers are going to move. I don't see them drafting somebody at 5. Personally.
Well, see, the thing about it is Keaton Wagler is 6'5", combo guard-ish. He is a bucket. 6'5", 188. He's 19 years old. He's a freshman.
He's just skinny.
Correct.
And athleticism too.
Correct. But he's the guy that I think that most people given the opportunity would draft. He's gonna end up being the most of that next level of guys. He's above the Michael Brown, Darius Acuff, Kingston Flemings. He's the guy that most people want because he's 6'5".
Yeah,
a lot of those guys measured shorter, so that height is at a premium. And he's a bucket.
He is. He is. They talk about his ability to create space. So for me, I think the Clippers are going to trade out of that spot. I think this is where the fireworks start. Y'all may disagree, y'all may agree, but I see.
What? I can see that way, but the double punt for me. I'm trading Kawhi, and I'm getting what I can get as far as assets there, and I'm trading out of that 5 spot to OKC. So what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to turn that spot and Kawhi into potentially like 4 draft picks, maybe 5.
That's a lot.
But I mean, you're in a rebuild. You don't know if Darius Garland foot is ever gonna foot again. I think you bring back Mathurin, but outside of that, you don't have a whole lot that you're a behest to. But this is Bogey's last year, Derek Jones last year, Brook Lopez last year, Batum, Chris Dunn. Like, there's nothing here that you're in love with. The only thing that you might be in love with is Darius Garland. And that's maybe if his foot is okay. Outside of that, and I want to bring back Benedict Mathurin. That's it.
I would say Benedict Mathurin is probably the one that you bring back for sure.
I would like to. I think that they should be trying to bring back John Collins, but I think that there are going to be other places that just closer to winning at his age that he'd be more interested in being.
Man, you know a name that keeps coming up is Braden Burries. I'm looking at the mock drafts now. Braden Burries is predicted to go from 5 to 12.
Like, that is what I've been telling y'all all morning. This draft is nuts. I don't know where any of these people are going to go.
And look, and this has been probably the more accurate when they said the Brooklyn Nets will probably take Mikael Brown Jr. because he has the medicals, but they already have like 4 guards, so they can bring him along slowly.
Well, number one, he said in the interview he did yesterday, he feels fantastic. And
that's what you're supposed to say.
I mean, right. I mean, I agree, but he did say it. So I got to say what he said. But I think that as much as it kind of makes sense to take Darius Acuff in that spot, or people thought it would, I honestly think that Brooklyn, there's no reason not to take the height. Because now you have Joman at 6'8" at the 1. You have Michael at 6'4" at the 2. Michael Porter Jr., Claxton, and
I forget he's there all the time.
Yes.
I forget Michael Porter Jr. is in Brooklyn all the time.
Now, he could potentially be a trade piece. I don't think that Brooklyn should move him. If y'all want to get out of losing for fucking ever, then you should probably keep the guy who's done the best. So, yeah, I'm putting Joman at the 1.
And he's leg dead.
No, ask the people we killed last year.
Who did he kill?
A bunch of people.
Well, I
let me clarify, y'all who may have forgotten or missed it. Michael Porter Jr., 24.7 rebounds, 3 assists last season.
On a terrible team.
Yeah, and you got to do something. The Knicks just won a championship, and y'all barely getting people into the building. You got to do something. So, yeah, I put, because
the jersey.
Right. But this is the thing. You got a 6'8" point guard, Michael Brown at the 2, Michael Porter Jr. at 6'10" at the 3, Noah Clowney at the 4 at 6'10", and then you have Nick Claxton at 7 feet at the 5. You now are the Toronto Raptors.
With the center.
With 2 of them.
Named Jakob Poeltl.
Right. And I think that that's a very, as much as the Hawks are trying to add size and physicality, they've built that. Now, there is some risk in knowing that Michael Porter Jr.'s back is a back, and then taking Michael, who also just came off a back injury, but I think that it's a risk worth taking in my book of what's available.
Yeah. I don't really know what these 3 teams are. The thing about the Hawks is I don't know what the Clippers, Nets, and Kings are going to do, and that drastically affects who we want to draft.
Correct.
Right?
So for me, Clippers, sell, rebuild, trade out of that. Nets, I don't want you to do this, but Michael Brown probably makes the most sense.
I'm with that. I it's gonna be a guard. So if you're gonna say a guard, either Michael or Keaton Wagler is probably gonna be picked.
Oh, that is. Let me change that, Kev. I got the Clippers trading out of that spot and drafting up and taking Yaxel there. I mean, taking Yaxel in that trade. I have the Nets taking Keaton Wagler.
If the Nets take Keaton Wagler, the Kings are heavily linked to Darius Acuff, correct?
I think that's who they want, and it's
a slam dunk.
It's a Kingsy ass pick.
Mm-hmm. And what I mean slam dunk is mean that rumor is going to be true. It's going to be Acuff to the Kings for me.
Which also makes me think that Acuff is probably not what I would pick. That also could mean that he's doing an internship and going to go somewhere else and be a world beater. One of the two is going to be right.
2 for 2 so far. They 2 for 2 so far.
He gonna get he might
finals.
be right.
Y'all fired 3 people and they made it to the finals.
Right.
The next 3 years consecutively.
Yeah, Acuff, just ride it out. There will be brighter days ahead. I also have Acuff to the Kings. And as far as what the fuck are they doing, they have no clue. They have DeMar DeRozan, they have
gotta
Zach
get rid of-
LaVine, they have Domantas Sabonis, and Keegan Murray. You have the guys that can't help you win and nobody else wants. Zach LaVine is too expensive. I think he would be very much more interesting at 2 years, $25 million than 1 year, $43 million.
Money though.
But I can't, there's no reason for him to take 2 years, 25 when I can get 43 for 1 year in Sacramento. And I could probably be by the end of the season bought out.
Mm-hmm. I can make 80 or 60.
No, you probably don't make 60. You probably just make another 40, but you could also be bought out. And whoever's trying to.
No. Bought out plus the other 40. Wherever you sign for another 20 is 60. So 40 plus 20.
You're right. That's 83 million. That's 83 million. You're right. And the buyout, whatever they pay you there, the minimum, but that's probably another, he's older too. So it's probably a couple million. So yeah, that's probably you turn 1 year 43 into 2 year 85. Maths.
And that's the thing about this draft as we get to the Hawks is there's so many veterans that have to, I won't say have to move, but are probably going to move because you need to make way. One, the new collective bargaining agreement when it comes to not being able to tank, the new second apron rule that's now been in place for 2 years. Plus, you need draft picks, and you have to figure out a way to not be terrible. And I don't know what Acuff does for the Kings. That's like almost a 2028 draft pick to me. Like he gonna be there, he gonna develop, but unless you don't have the ability to sell. Like most teams that are terrible or they have the ability to sell off the pieces that they don't want that are still able to generate some type of assets. Nobody's gonna trade a lot for Zach LaVine. Nobody's gonna trade a lot for DeMar DeRozan. I don't know why. I thought Sabonis would have garnered some attention, but they seem to have screwed the pooch on that move.
So LaVine isn't expiring at 49 million, excuse me. Yeah, he's going to get all of that, but he's just really a buyout candidate eventually. DeMar DeRozan, he's at 26 million. I mean, I don't know if you buy him out or send him home or whatever, but he's going to be off the books. So the thing about the Kings 27-28 is their money is going to be good. You only got Sabonis, who will have a market. Maybe you take a small hit on that to move him. But if you get him off the books, DeMar is off the books, Hunter is off the books, LaVine is off the books. All you got is Keegan Murray at 26 and Malik Monk at 21, and that's it. So you could essentially be the new Atlanta Hawks, where I have all this money, and as teams can't pay players, I'll take him.
I mean, yeah. It's a risky proposal.
That is going to be the new strategy. Instead of tanking, you're going to have your money right so that when teams who are over leveraged, you can get them. It's going to have to be the key because you can't just tank forever anymore and do it through the draft. You're going to have to do it kind of reverse and take players who cost too much or teams just can't afford to pay. But there's going to be a bunch of teams like that. Cleveland, somebody got to go. New York, James Dolan said, I'm probably not getting into that apron again. You got to have your money right so you can say, all right, well, I'll take that.
So we agree that Acuff is the 7th pick.
Yes.
I think the Nets will shock somebody and take Mikael Brown Jr. And I think that leaves the Hawks with an interesting conundrum.
No, it don't. Wagler.
I think the Hawks would love to pick Wagler, but I do believe that the Hawks are being propositioned for that number 8 pick. Of course, the news that we've heard is the whole Giannis, Jaylen Brown thing. We can go and tell you right now that ain't gonna happen. But that Trey Murphy
is not spending that money.
But that Trey Murphy trade, that one that you posted with Yves Missy, because that's the one that everybody's talking about, even though they want to get off Herb Jones. They don't really want to get rid of Yves Missy.
Herb Jones is a good contract too. He's just not premium
trade,
like Trey Murphy.
Would you trade the 8 for Murphy? It would be the 8 Kuminga for Murphy and probably a player, whoever you would say, which would be either Herb Jones or Yves Missy.
At that price, absolutely. What I have seen, I'm a slave to Twitter like everybody else is, they want multiple firsts for Trey Murphy. And I think that is acceptable and reasonable, but we ain't paying it.
You the miss. That's the y'all got to go back and watch the episode of Friends when they couldn't give the middle finger, so they just did that. But yeah, I'm not giving you multiple. I'm already doing you a solid New Orleans to give you your own pick back, which would be funny if that trade goes through, because then we would have gotten the trade would be a pick swap last year,
Juke season, baby,
for Trey Murphy and Asa Newell, and you got
and Dyson
Queen
Daniels
and Dyson Daniels, and you got Derek Queen and Keaton Wagler at 8.
And damn near our entire team has played in New Orleans.
That would be funny. Joe Dumars would be, he's already getting killed on Twitter for even.
Hey, they going to, I think Joe Dumars got CTE.
Oh.
I don't think that they're going to trade Trey Murphy for less than, I wouldn't trade it for less than 3 first-round picks, because Trey Murphy is on a 3.
Why?
Because
his contract?
He's good on a good contract. Like, I like Jaylen Brown. I think he's good, but that contract is expensive. Atrocious. You tell me that I get Trey Murphy 27, 29, and 31 in his prime.
No.
What are we talking?
No All-Star, right? No All-Stars. I think he would maybe have been a third.
I don't care about that. He's 6'8", 210 pounds. He averaged 21 points, 4 rebounds. I need that. I need that so bad. Shoot 38% from 3, 89% from the free throw line. Give me that.
And he can play the 3. So then you'll have Dyson, Nikhil, Murphy.
Just act like the Hawks are dominoes and just swirl them all up and put them out there. Whoever you put out there is the same height, and they all can shoot minus Dyson. Figure it out.
What's funny is if the New Orleans take this, they would not take Wagler. They talking about taking Nate Ament. That is who they are zeroing in on.
How many power forwards do you need?
Well, yeah.
That's 3 power forwards. That's Derek Queen, Zion, and Nate Ament. And all of them leave something to be desired. And I don't think none of them going to play no defense. You had 3 power forwards, none of them play no defense.
So
Nate, I like Nate, but Nate shaky as shit to me.
So if it were me, if I were the Hawks, I like the CJ extension that gives you, especially if you bring him off the bench, that 1 year, $21 million. It's a little bit of an overpay, but you do. I think you got to keep your exception, if I'm not mistaken.
The $21 million was paid so that you do not have to give him a second year.
Mm-hmm. Which is fine. And you basically 1 year contracted out. So that leaves you CJ on the bench as your 1. Right now, he's the starting 1. I don't want to see CJ as the starting 1. I would like us to draft a player, a guard. I know Wagler's defense is so bad, though, right?
Don't matter.
Talked about his, it does. That's how you get isolated.
I mean, as long as you ain't Trey, bro, he ain't gonna be that.
Not 6'6".
No,
but you got CJ on the bench. If you draft a guard, you now have CJ. You traded for Wiggins for pennies on the peanuts.
Hey
He
man,
gave up a
shout
second
out
round
to
and the second round pick swap. Y'all saying that
OKC.
that's a stupid trade? Y'all are tripping.
Who stupid for who?
Everybody, like a lot of Hawks fans, don't really like this. They said it's a mid trade.
Whoa,
You're
whoa,
gonna
whoa,
want to
whoa.
be.
Hey, let me clarify something for you dummies. And if you think the Wiggins trade was a stupid trade, I am going to come out, and I don't typically offend people and call them dumb. You're a dumb diddy dumb dumb. Number one, it's 1 second round pick and a second round pick swap
with the Lakers.
Mohamed Gay is the only second rounder that we've actually ever seen do anything for the Atlanta Hawks. So you're really trading for something that don't fucking exist. Second rounders help the G League get better. That's it. That is all. That is College Park Skyhawks forever. Who do we have that we drafted in the second round before? What's his name? Who played for the Wizards now? They only got him on the team because he's terrible enough to make sure that Sharif Cooper. Who else do we have from LSU? I can't think of his name. Light-skinned dude.
Yeah.
Did I like
with the Nets?
Right.
I think of it when you as we go.
LSU Hawks. But yes, him. But outside of that, we don't play second rounder. So if you're getting a rotation level player for a 1 second round pick and 1 second round pick swap, and let's be real, chances are they're going to have the better. No, that's not true. Chances are we will actually have the better second round pick, but it's a second round pick. I don't care that much either. Yeah, that ain't. I ain't been a lot of y'all, and I ain't been to play y'all, and that play us fuck up. But overall, yeah, that was a slam dunk trade. Nothing there.
So you got CJ, you got Wiggins. Now your front court is pretty much set, except for the Hawks need a big, and we're gonna have to either draft a big, which is Ade Mara, but he's now been kind of falling off the Hawks draft board. Even with these signings, nobody's really talking about him at 8 anymore. It's basically Keaton Wagler, Kingston Flemings, Mikael Brown Jr., Braden Berries. We're linked to all the guards.
So there's a couple things there. First thing I meant to address is CJ is not coming out of the starting lineup for Keaton Wagler, Mikael Brown. Number one, CJ McCollum has never made it to free agency. He gets signed everywhere, and I think he started everywhere. None of these guys,
except for the Wizards. He came off the bench for the Wizards. Because he talked about it. He said that was a new experience for me.
Oh, well, they were trying to tank. He was the best guard they had. But with that being said, Wagler, Mikael Brown, none of them are going to push him. And I mean, it would be great if they did, but it's highly unlikely that any of those guys are going to push CJ to the bench. If they do, then we have a rookie of the year candidate. Ade Mara, me and you about 2 weeks ago were sold on him. Got to have him. Let's just take him.
7'4". But he just makes everything settled.
Well, this is the thing is drafting him at 8. You want a guy who could potentially start in the future. We're in the Onyeka Okongwu business until proven otherwise. So if you draft Okongwu, and I think that he's probably going to be willing to take another pretty good contract and be here. So he's going to probably be our starter for the next 4 to 5 years. So there's no place for Ade Mara to really start and really play more than about 15 minutes a night. So that's the reason I think we use the 23rd pick and go after a Chris Sinak or Jaden Quaintance type of guy, one of the guys who are big but have some questions or maybe a little bit raw, and then go get you another center in free agency. Jock Landale.
Yeah, I just don't. I'm not sold on Kingston Flemings because he's so small. Now he plays really well. He's a floor general. He does that. But if that were the case, if Keaton Wagler is gone, if I really don't want Michael Brown Jr. And it's Keaton Wagler or Kingston Flemings or Damara. I'm not opposed to trading down. I don't know. One thing that the Hawks
no.
that
I'm not taking Flemings. I'm taking Michael Brown if available because he could just learn from CJ. And then you could have Dyson and Brown. That would be my answer.
I'm not sold on Jaden Quaintance at 23. I mean, he's 6'9". I'm not sold on anybody that I'm not. Okongwu is it for me. I'm cool on 6'8", 6'9" centers outside of Okongwu. I don't.
This is what I will say. You got your computer up. Go look at Jaden Quaintance. Not last year when he was hurt, but the year before. Ladies and gentlemen, Reggie has called it. Reggie has called it. There is one live trade happening right now. Just in Minnesota is sitting Julius Randle in the number 28 pick in the draft to the Brooklyn Nets in a 3-team trade that sends Nicholas Claxton to the Chicago Bulls. Damn good job. Got him a 5. Now you got to go get Caleb Wilson. Nicholas Claxton to the Bulls, and the Timberwolves will acquire the Brooklyn number 33 pick and number 28 pick. So you got off of Randall. The Bulls got a 5. And
then they're not done. I told you I told y'all we were gonna get sports news while it happened. So that means they're not. I don't think they're done.
Who?
What does that do? The Minnesota Timberwolves. That just gives them 2 more draft picks, right?
2 more draft picks and cap. Julius Randle is not cheap. Julius Randle is what, 40 million something, and wants an extension. I wonder how he feels.
I mean, but who? Okay, now here we go. Who do you go get at 40 million? Because I got questions. Like my gears are turning. Who do you say 40 million?
Hold on. Let me clarify. Julius Randle next year, 33 million. The following year on a player option, 36 million.
Well, that's not bad. And he goes to where? Brooklyn. And that gets you.
I mean, now you have Julius Randle, Michael Porter Jr., Egor Joman, and not Nicholas Claxton. The other
back in New York.
I can't ever think of his name. Noah Clowney.
Oh yeah.
Julius Randle, Michael Porter Jr., Egor Joman. Yeah, I'll give me a big ass 2 guard, and then I'm just gonna have a bunch of 6'10ers.
Oh, they dropped back. Oh, so they gave the 28 pick. They traded out of the first round for this. They get the 33rd pick. They being the Timberwolves. So the Nets received Julius. I got to read this out loud to make sure I understand. The Nets received Julius in the 28. The Bulls received Claxton. The Timberwolves received the 33rd pick.
Yeah, they basically
the Timberwolves moved out of this first round to save money, which means they're going to get somebody.
Yeah, they're not worried.
Now, who you going to get? I don't know. Ayo?
A lot of this is who's available. Who y'all not gonna pay? But they have somebody in mind. Ayo DeSumo could be on that list.
Ayo or Kawhi.
Or I would not get into the Kawhi business. Honestly, at 33 million, you could damn near get Ayo and John Collins for probably about 40, 20 and 20 and call it a day.
So that means you're going to start. You would probably start Nas now and Jay McDaniels. You need to go get a point guard. That's who they need to go. Yes, Ayo.
Ayo at the 1. Anthony Edwards at the 2. Jay McDaniels at the 3. Nas Reed or John Collins at the 4.
Well, John Collins not there.
Rudy at the 5.
So Nas is at the 5.
Right. No, now you got to
build up.
Rudy is at the 5.
Nas at the 4. Rudy at the 5. Now you got to build out. Now you got to build out your bench again, right?
Yeah, I mean the first thing
they got the rookie from last year.
Well, we are talking about Minta soda. On the bench. Well, number one, you got to get some depth because DiVincenzo done for the season.
Yeah,
Terrence Shannon Jr. And that's really it. They don't have any other money spent. The only people who they have on the books next year: Anthony Edwards, Rudy, no longer Julius, Jaden, Nas Reed, DiVincenzo won't play next year. Johan Behringer, Terrence Shannon Jr., and Julian Phillips. So this is the only way that they were going to be able to create some depth.
Yeah.
But see, this is the reason.
Also, it's a lot of moves that's gonna be the first part of a bigger move. Minnesota, nobody's done, and this is why I kept saying I'm gonna let you. I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's what I was saying. Once this starts going, we don't know where any of this is gonna end up because the rules have changed, and that's what's making this interesting. What were you about to say?
But this is 2 points. Number one, with the rule change, Brooklyn's like, fuck it. I'm not going to be able to. I don't think they can get another top 5 pick because they get them every year. And I have to be available to take the best available player when somebody can't pay them. And this time I got a draft pick for it. So, yeah, I'll take Julius Randle and I'll take that draft pick.
Ooh. Now I'm deep off in the Twitter streets. Darius Acuff at 5, Mikael Brown Jr. at 6, Kingston Flemings at 7. Wow. That would be great for the Hawks. With our 23rd pick, I firmly believe that we're going to trade that 23rd pick. I would like a center, but I can see Ansi trading that 23rd pick for somebody.
Sanak or Jaden Quaintance. Jaden Quaintance, freshman year, I think he played for Arizona State, was unbelievable. As long as he's healthy and you can confirm that he's healthy at 23, that's a swing you can take. And we've done really good right around that 18 to 23 mark. Remember, that's when we got Herder, Collins, Jalen Johnson. That's been a good spot for us.
Asa Newell.
Correct. Oh, you're right.
I think Asa Newell for us is gonna have we may be the most improved team, most improved player team going forward. Because I think you have Wiggins that could be it. You have Asa Newell that's gonna get more time. I don't know about Mo. I think Mo's role is pretty carved out. You just go out there and make everybody upset.
Yeah, but what he's a floor raiser too. Remember when we had our best runs, we had good players at the end of the bench, so that if you had injuries or on the nights where you don't want to play, I mean, 40 everybody, you don't want to play in 40 minutes, or hey, you need a night off. Well, I know Mo Gay gonna go out there and give it everything he got.
Yeah, because he need to be on the team.
No,
I didn't know. Okay, that's straight. So, who are you saying? You're saying Mikael Brown Jr. and Sanak Quaintance. I'm saying Keaton Wagler and trade the 23. I think that's what we'll do.
If Wagler or Mikael Brown is there at that spot, I think that's what you got to do, because I think that future facing those guys can end up being starters for you once CJ is out of the picture. I'm taking a developmental big at that 23 unless I get a really good offer. And that still will require me to probably stay in the first round so that I can still draft a developmental big later. I'm not getting out of the first round unless you can kind of guarantee me that you give me something like maybe a draft pick and an Isaiah Stewart. Like somebody who I think is like solid enough, but I can still.
Second round pick for Isaiah Stewart wouldn't be bad for Minnesota.
They
need a 1. They need a ball handler.
Right. But let's move on to the Mavs.
Boy, I mean, the Mavs have been a drama show for the better
Luka
part
left.
of
Since the Luka
I
trade.
mean, Luka, it was drama when Luka was there.
I mean that too. But
They've been in a drama show for a while, and they've now hired. Who did they hire?
Dusty May, who was the head coach of the champion University of Michigan Wolverines.
Which is another conversation we'll probably have sometime about Michigan losing all their championship coaches as some type of scandal or something comes up afterwards. Not saying I think he was scandal, but he did not like how college basketball was going, and he said he decided to leave, despite all of the boosters saying there's no way he's leaving. So
leave. In fact, he did.
And he said the environment was the reason that he left. He was like, college environment. He was like, I might as well go coach pro. At least I have a little bit of control over there.
You dog.
The Mavs are in an interesting spot. You got Kyrie, who's coming back, and he looks about 85, 90%. Of course, you have the rookie of the year in Cooper Flag. You have Derek Lively, who's another young guy who's probably going to come back from injury. But then after that, it ain't much there.
Well, you still got Clay. You still got PJ Washington on a good contract. You got Caleb Martin, which I heard that they're potentially just going to waive and stretch. He'll probably just go home. You got Najee Marshall, who you can either keep or he's going to be a guy. He's a rotational player. You could trade him. And you got a guy, my guy.
Bait to me.
you got my guy, Max Christie. I do think Derek Lively is the future. You also got AJ Johnson in that trade from the Wizards. I would be punting on Kyrie Irving. The reason I'll be punting on Kyrie Irving is he don't fit the timeline. Kyrie Irving is 34 years old. He is coming off of an ACL tear.
Another ACL tear.
Right. And Cooper Flag is 19 years old. And I have
another
rookie
injury. He didn't tear.
Yeah. Cooper Flag is 19 years old, and I just hired a rookie coach. I am trying to get younger as fast as possible, and Kyrie just doesn't make sense here.
Excuse me, y'all. Where would Kyrie go, though? Kyrie would have to go to a contender. That's where he would want to go. And I think he's at 40-some million too, I believe.
I think that potentially maybe Toronto, if you could get off quickly and something else. Maybe you trade quickly, Grady Dick and a pick, maybe. Maybe see if you can get somebody to take Jakob Poeltl off your hands.
They're not taking Jakob Poeltl. The Mavs not.
No, but I mean a third team.
And they trying to get rid of Gafford too. Matter of fact, they got Gafford on the trading block. They're not in a rebuild because they were already in a rebuild.
I don't know if Gafford, like, you only got Lively and Gafford now. Before you had Lively, Gafford, and Dwight Powell. That was where you had three. With two, I think you should keep two centers, especially Derek Lively coming off a foot injury, if I remember correctly. I can see Kyrie in Miami. They got to get something. And if you get rid of
how much money does they still trying to get Giannis? How much money does Miami have?
But I'm saying if you don't get Giannis, then you got to get something. You can't get, and remember before, I think their consolation prize was going to be Trae. Well, you can't get Trae anymore. What do you mean?
Kawhi is their consolation prize from what I've read over the last couple of days.
Okay, I mean you got to have a multitude of insurance policies. But I think that Davion Mitchell, Tyler Hero, and I think Tyler Hero may probably work future facing in Dallas.
Dallas is projected to get a guard.
Correct.
Braden Burries. Again, Braden Burries is the name that keeps coming up from 5 to 12.
This is where I would take Kingston Flemings.
He's been mocked there too, because Cooper Flag, as much as y'all don't like your boy Jason Kidd, he has now given him the tools to be able to run the offense if need be.
But if you could get that combination of Flemings as a rookie, Tyler Hero as like your de facto scoring guard. Cooper Flag at actually probably PJ Washington at the 3, Cooper Flag at the 4, and Derek Lively at the 5. And I'll probably be pushing to get Davion Mitchell in that trade too. Have him come off the bench and play good defense and play point guard. You're at least respectable again. And all of these guys for them.
I like that. I like that.
And
Kingston Flemings at 9.
That puts you on the. I got a guy, and he's a smart guard. He played at Texas with Kelvin Sampson. He ain't soft. He's 6'3", but you got Cooper Flag there for a reason. And Kingston gonna play tough.
That's fun. That's fun for sure. I do think they trade Kyrie. He's probably gonna be a July trade. So we both agree with them because the Mavs also have multiple picks too, right? They got like the 28.
I cannot believe the Bulls pulled that off. They got that. They
had the 30. They got the 30th.
That threw me for a loop. The Bulls are due. Old boy from Atlanta came right in and said, "I'm gonna fix this team in an hour."
Yeah, he's doing well.
Now you just go get Caleb Wilson.
Mm-hmm. Now everybody's 6'8".
Right. The Bucks.
We don't know.
We don't fucking know.
We don't know what the Bucks are doing.
I'm not.
The Bucks are over a barrel.
And loving it. I've never seen a team just jump over the barrel and say, "Hey, tie me down and choke me out." Like, you should have made this move last year. You didn't. You just go passive aggressive back and forth with him all season. And Jimmy Haslam, you just didn't do this with Myles Garrett. You let him have a great season. You traded him and got something back. Why did you not learn that from your other team?
So the Bucks are in full rebuild. Whatever happens, they're gonna have to draft somebody. If there's no trade up with the Hawks for with New Orleans or anything, I could see New Orleans trading here to try to get Nate Amit. I think they are sold on him for some reason. And if they can't trade up there, it would behoove the Bucks to trade down or trade out and get this. I don't know what it's so hard to figure out what the fuck the Bucks, excuse my language, what the Bucks are doing, because they are literally waiting to the last minute. And the longer that they wait to announce a trade, the more it's going to be Boston. And they're not going to get anything else because Miami is trying, as bad as y'all don't like Pat and all of those things, he's still trying to figure out, all right, well, I ain't going to get you. I got to get somebody else to pair with Bam. So I don't fucking know, man.
The Bucks are frustrated. I mean, they're trying to, everything is for sale. Because they're trying to move Miles Turner too. It was a bad contract. It was a poor idea. You overpaid him. You didn't fix your situation. You waived and stretched Dame. You don't know what to do with Giannis.
Kyle Kuzma. The only thing you got is Ryan Rollins and Kevin Porter Jr.
And I think that there's somewhere between pissing Kuzma off and lowering his value. I think that, there are teams that need Kyle Kuzma's.
The Spurs. There's your 4.
No. He not tough enough. They need somebody who don't mind
tussling.
Yeah.
So do you want to talk about the Bucks? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I think Giannis is going to the Celtics. I think they're gonna get a King's ransom. No, they're not. I don't believe that. I believe they're gonna get a bunch of role players, and they're not gonna, because they want multiple picks. And the thing is, you're already there. Giannis is out of there, whether you believe it or not. He's gone. It would the best thing for you to do would be to get rid of him now before the draft and stock up on draft picks. But you waited so long and you've eliminated literally 30 teams, 28 other teams, 27 other teams, that there's nothing you can do. And that then leads us to probably the pick of the draft for me, with the Warriors, who sit pat and wait, and they get a Damar at 11 the center that they need or that they want. That's where I think the Warriors go. Or OKC trades up, one or the other. But a DeMar goes 11.
See, I'm not sure. And I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking. They do have Quentin Post. Quentin Post is a 7-foot big already. He can stretch the floor. Your boy, there are two options here that I really like, and then Mara. Hyden Steinbeck at the 4 will be really dynamic. Yes. He's 6'11". He's 6'10" and a quarter, 248. He's 20 pounds. He got post move. He rebounds. And he can space the floor. And he plays fast.
You want to know where I had him?
Where?
Charlotte.
Yes. He ain't going to get too far. He ain't getting too far. Charlotte. I'm going to tell you that right now.
I had him going to Charlotte because he fits the mold of what they want to do. Run fast, shoot threes.
and if not him, then Morris Johnson, who's 6'9", 250 and 20 years old as well. Big, fast, strong, physical. Whatever this guy is, they're the Draymond replacement.
Yes, but I don't know. See, I don't know what the Draymond replacement works if Steve Kerr gonna be the coach. If it's a new role, then it may not be Draymond. You may not need a Draymond,
but you're gonna need a power forward. That's the spot that they don't have. I mean, Jimmy Butler's out of there at the end of the season. I mean, you're just dragging this thing out. Even if Steve Kerr is going to be there, number one. Number two, you're not going to try to ultimately change his offense to.
It was only 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, and these at least next 2 years, you're going to run a Steph Curry, Draymond-esque offense. I don't think that at this time in Steph's career, do you switch up the offense and just go in a different direction? I think that's crazy. He's been doing this. You got to find a way to fit in instead of fit out with Steph.
Oh,
and
I think they're all leaving in.
And I mean, potentially, if you move Jimmy, and then you let LeBron play the 3, you got Morris Johnson.
They're linked to Kawhi too.
But yeah, I think that they want to be bigger and more physical, just because I mean, that's what it's going to be in that West. You ain't gonna be able to small ball it no more.
No, it wouldn't be there. So now you get to OKC, Heat, and Hornets, which is the end of the lottery. OKC has been. We thought OKC was going to aggressively trade up, and it's still a possibility. But they saved so much money with that trade with Atlanta. They created what happened? They created a roster spot and saved $61 million.
Yes, it's still over the second apron though. That's the reason that Ade Mara fits perfect into this situation. You let your boy go, Isaiah Hartenstein. That gets you under the second apron. So you have Thomas Sorber, who was out all last season because of a foot injury. He'll be back, the center who played for Georgetown. And then you also draft Ade Mara. So, yeah, you go get you a third center just for some insurance policy because you don't know how many minutes Mara's going to be able to play. And
so you think Mara's going to OKC?
It's perfect. You get off of Isaiah Hartenstein. You already have 2 young centers. And then you go get one like insurance policy kind of veteran guy who's not going to make more than probably $5 million. But that allows you to let Isaiah Hartenstein go, and it's $30 million or $25 million off your books.
See, this is where we differ because you had Yaxel Lindenborg at
yes.
first. I think this is where Yaxel goes for OKC. I think he's somewhere in there.
But also, that's also me have already drafted Yaxel.
Yeah, I didn't. I got Yaxel here.
If they could get Yaxel and get Ade Mara, number
12
one,
and 17. Chet.
No. At 5, I got them moving up.
Oh, you got
Yeah, I got them moving up. So now, I
Houston.
mean, right.
Man, we ain't even got to the trade yet. Like, there's so many trade rumors. I'm gonna stick with it. I'm not changing that. I got Yaxel Laurenberg to the OKC at 12.
And then who do I have at
With the Nets? The Nets
Hornets?
just made the trade.
No,
at 14?
Oh, no. Yeah.
Because we skipping the Heat, right?
No. Yeah, the Heat are them in Miami are clusterfuck until proven otherwise. Yeah, okay. So I'm taking Mara at that spot.
Not either way. Big is what they need.
No, Kev, you're wrong. I'm wrong. I don't have a draft pick because I traded up to get Yaxel at 5.
Yeah, I just say I think Yaxel's gonna be there at 12.
I don't have a draft pick.
I don't think you need to trade. And honestly, if Yaxel's gonna be there at 12, yeah, because I got Mar going to the Warriors.
I mean, if it plays out that way, then I mean, you're right. You don't need to.
There would be no need to trade up. But all of this is going to be wrong tomorrow, and somebody's going to do something wild, crazy that nobody's going to predict.
And then
we don't know.
Yeah, we're skipping the Heat. They're old. They don't even believe in drafting players. But I do have the Hornets taking LeBaron Philon.
Not bad. Not bad.
As good as LaMelo, as good as LaMelo is, and Brandon Miller and Con Kneppel, they need another guy who can facilitate at point. And
I thought he's a 2.
I think both. Majority of these guys are combos. But they need another person to help facilitate. And for me, it would probably be him. I don't think that I want to go Bennett Sturts that high. Yeah, I don't think I would want to go Bennett.
I'm about to say Sturts is a guy who could come in. He's in the mode of a Peyton Pritchard.
If Peyton Pritchard was 6'6" and a better facilitator.
He's a point guard who can shoot out of this world. That probably his best role is coming off the bench right now, and he could just come in and cook and run the offense.
And then as far as trade rumors,
you got the Houston Rockets. Well, everybody's on the book.
Yeah.
Let's start out so we don't go down a rabbit hole. All the teams in this draft have everybody's open for business. I don't know, except for maybe the Spurs. I don't know any other team. The Spurs and maybe the Knicks and the Cavs are open for business. But everybody's open for business. So there's a lot of trade rumors that could happen. Matter of fact, let me go back to my Twitter.
Yeah, I was about to say, I need to see the draft order because I also think Chicago should now be in it for. If I'm Chicago, I am trying to trade 15. Who wants that 15? Who has a player that you're trying to get rid of that I could really use and you want to draft pick at 15? Because now you don't need a center anymore. You got Claxton. I think that you can probably write. I want to say you can write this in pen, but Caleb Wilson and Claxton, good luck. Buzelli's at the
Georgia
3.
boys.
Right. Yeah, and I probably wouldn't be trying to draft another 2 to play with Giddey, considering you already got a bunch of young players. I would be trying to get an
bring
adult.
Ayo Dosunmu back. So it's going to be whatever you want him to be.
I think that is a slam dunk starting 5. I think that Miami.
And they still got old boy, the French dude.
Oh, not Noah Singer. I know you're talking about. But yeah, the Bulls. Noah Singay. Yes, correct. 19-year-old Noah Singay. So yeah, I will be looking to try to find an adult to play on this team because I mean, yeah, if I could get some adult guard play, bro, we're going to challenge the Bobcats for how bad my Pelicans will be this season. And just for every other, you shouldn't be. Pelicans are actually a good team. And as long as they don't trade away DeJounte Murray, they will win games because DeJounte's not a loser. He ain't a loser. Now, if you trade away DeJounte Murray, you might as well purge everything because it's going to fall apart. The guy who y'all should be trying to trade is Zion.
Yeah. Update for the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves now have the flexibility to re-sign Ayo Dosunmu and have the ability and have the $15 million non-tax mid-level exception and $5.5 million biannual exception. So Minnesota totally has also created a $33.3 million trade exception by trading Julius Randle.
And if you could, I mean, once again, if you could talk John Collins and take $15 million, right there, take the mid-level.
John Collins, we know where you need to go, brother. Go right on back to that military base in San Antonio.
I agree, but I mean, they're just those are two seem to be the, put you in the championship contention conversation. You ain't gonna get that in LA.
Yep. I don't really see anybody falling. I would love to. I you know me.
Put it on the screen. Put it on the screen, Lord. I trade Zion
for a pack of chips and a thank you note.
That brother busy with OnlyFans models and his needs being made of air to be a good option. 1000%. You're right. You are right that you do not have CTE like Joe Dumars. And please subscribe. We need more of this.
These moves. Now I will say it's funny with these moves with Minnesota that the fans aren't sold yet.
Don't matter.
They're like, hey, well, they're like, you gotta land somebody. Now, who do you go get? Because remember, Ant gave him that little ultimatum, right? Like, hey man, gave him to Luka.
But as good as Julius was, he wasn't gonna get him over the hump either.
Who you gonna get that can get him over the hump?
You're gonna have to get multiple guys.
And what hump you trying to get over? You
got to get back in. You got to get back in there and fight with San. Yes, you got to do whatever you can to get yourself back to that. You need a dynamic. You need a 4. You got a 3, and you need a better facilitator. That really they spent too much time with. I mean, yeah, with Mike, like not improving the Mike Conley position. He was good enough, and they liked him, but he wasn't. They need a more physical guy at that spot too. They got to play a little bit faster.
Well, I'd love for Atlanta to poach Ayo Dosunmu, but I don't think he's even on the Hawks' radar.
Nah, not with you getting Wiggins. But I think that
will start.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that the Bulls and the Timberwolves are going to fight. I think also the conversation with Kendall Gill and Ayo Dosunmu in Chicago probably is the reason that Julius Randle got traded. Oh, I see you serious. I see that y'all are already having a discussion. What can I do to bring this guy back because we lost Nickeil Alexander-Walker? We can't just lose out on both. Then we look stupid.
Honestly, Salah says you never know what could happen on draft night. We've created a whole bunch of scenarios. Yeah, so I mean, and we don't have to go through the rest of the draft per se. How do you want to talk about 15? I think because for me, 15 through 30 are all tradable. Yeah. Like everything is tradable. Everybody can move up. Everybody can move down. I want to see who's going to be the veterans that get traded. Like Houston, shopping KD and stuff like that. I'm interested to see if anybody's going to pull that trigger. Again, this is the night before the draft that we're filming this, so you do know that BS is going to come out because they're going to try to do the smokescreen type stuff for trades, for picks, for all of that stuff. But I really want to know, like, where's the chaos? Give me the Elmo. Where is the chaos, Elmo? When are we going to see? That's what I want to see. I hope the Hawks get who they want at 8, and then everything else just blows up.
I think that their teams are going to be a little bit more reluctant to make the Kevin Durant swing. He's older, he's expensive, and managing contracts is going to have to be. And if you're not right there, then why would you do that? And if you are right there, what are you going to have to give up to get Kevin Durant?
Because one thing that Kevin Durant, our generation, they are not taking pay cuts. None of them. Like, they don't plan on Kevin Durant, Curry, LeBron, Kawhi.
They at the end. And yeah, this is going to be my last check. Now, do I think LeBron should take a pay cut? 1,000%. I mean, everybody else is under contract.
LeBron already told y'all, if I'm staying in LA, I want a max. And Luka told y'all better.
Then don't stay in LA. Don't stay in LA. Don't stay here. Or hey, you heard of Clippers?
They'll pay you for sure.
Right. But you think that no, because you the same one that say I wish this team had got better and then took up all the money.
Now, Donovan Mitchell, you better learn because you're on the same path, brother.
Donovan Mitchell don't care about that. If he wanted to save the money, he would have signed already. He knows that next year he can get $70 or $72 million. It's over. Cleveland. Let me tell y'all. Look at Milwaukee. Ask yourself, do you want to be Milwaukee? If you don't want to be Milwaukee, then you better start figuring out how to move some assets around.
Yeah, because you're 1 year away. You are,
which means that means it's almost too late. Because Milwaukee is a 1 year too far past. Milwaukee should have been trading last year at this time.
Let's see. Who else we got? Here's a full 12-player roster. No, we don't care about that.
I'm just going to hit y'all guys with some people who we did not name that I like, who I think could be interesting. Cameron Carr, I think he comes in immediate, really good, solid role player wherever he plays. He's a guard out of Baylor. Dalen Swain, forward from Texas, very solid. He is 6'7", 211. He's basically 21. Should be a solid guy. Who else? Okori. He is one of the best shooters. Abuka Okoro from Stanford, one of the best shooters in college basketball last year. I like Bennett Sturts as a backup / bridge point guard. He's 6'6". He's a senior, but he's an adult. I've seen a lot of conversation on Malik Thomas out of Arkansas and Isaiah Evans out of Duke. Those are the guys that I like that were not discussed at any point tonight for me. And Kareem Lopez is weird. And Koa Pete. I don't know what's going on with them two.
Wendy today Brian Windhorst had a thought or hypothesis where the Clippers, they've been meeting with late lottery picks over the last 2 weeks. He thinks that signals that Leonard is going to either Miami or Golden State with the 13 or the 11. And then LA would trade the 5 to Milwaukee for Jaylen Brown. So they would come back with the 13 and trade the 5 and have Jaylen Brown. That's a lot. That's a lot of moving parts, but that could work.
Jaylen Brown not finna be no Clipper.
I don't think he has a He doesn't say so, does he?
Oh, you think that somebody getting paid more than everybody else in the NBA don't have a say so? I think they have the most say so.
Oh man, where you want to go from here? I'm done. It's hour 45. I could go for 2 more hours if we were to go to the 15, 22, 23, 30. But I just don't believe that those picks are going to be solidified or set in stone. I think a lot of movement is going to happen. I think a lot of second round picks are going to get traded at the end of the first round. And I'm going to sit here with my brew and whiskey and I'm going to watch. And hopefully the Hawks do something. They're off to a good start. But even with the signing of Wiggins, the trade for Wiggins, the signing of CJ, you would assume Kuminga's out of there. But those moves didn't solve any of the draft issues that we want to address. We need a ball handler in the big. No, we still need a ball handler.
We're just adding depth. This team, we're not rushing. Honestly, he's not moving fast like everybody else. He's gonna wait for y'all to move, and then he's going to adjust. He's gonna see, is a player gonna drop that I can get, or is a team trying to sell on a guy who we could really use? He is going to be completely interdependent on how the environment moves around him. And that is what I enjoy. He is taking what's available and what's going to be good for him without overextending himself.
Giannis, man, look.
No, man, I ain't.
It's over with, bro. Just go ahead and announce it. I think Giannis to the Celtics is done. I think that they're just doing out the minutia. I do believe you can say what you want to say about Pat Riley and all of that. He don't really lie. And he told y'all, if I don't get this done soon, we need to be able to pivot. And I think what they're doing is pivoting. The asking price for the wings is crazy. They want multiple firsts.
Wow. I told you. Not paying it. And lose. You in the West. Lose. We'll wait. You'll get somebody gonna get desperate too. Because West, let's be for real. All y'all still not competitive. We'll wait till somebody can get fired.
Everybody available except for Amen Thompson.
Correct.
Hornets and Bulls among teams looking to move up back into the lottery. I don't think the Bulls need to do that anymore.
I think the Bulls, I think the Bulls should stand pat and sell at 15. He already did his work. He went and got him a center. You go ahead and put Caleb next to him. Unless you got a guy who you just know, like you gotta have. But Bryson Graham,
where you want to go from here? Are you done? Oh, go.
This is it. That's it for me. We're gonna watch the draft tomorrow. We'll see how it plays out. Then we'll come back on Wednesday and we'll discuss.
Wednesday. That's gonna be an interesting conversation Wednesday because nobody knows. We'll start talking about free agency and trades then because you have your July trades that you have to do after the draft. After the draft is over is when it's gonna get interesting for us because I'm telling y'all there's going to be a giant trade that nobody's talking about tomorrow.
I think that everybody's waiting for the shoe to drop with Giannis before they do anything. Because then we'll know where.
Not waiting on the album release. Drake about to drop. I'm gonna drop a week later.
Right. They want to know where the money is allocated so that other teams are they're gonna adjust around that. And depending on where Giannis goes, is going to also kind of, hey, how do we figure this out? And if Jaylen Brown is no longer a Celtic, what does Milwaukee get for him? Because I doubt that he wants to play in Milwaukee. So he got to go somewhere else too. So you're literally talking about two of the most expensive players in the NBA, two of the best and most expensive players. Yeah, until they settle, then everything around them is kind of in the air. And you don't know what's going to happen with 1 and 2 and 3 in the draft. But with that being said,
you don't know how it's going to play out. You do know 1, 2, and 3, though.
You're right. You're fair. But I mean, if they really want him, they might trade. I mean, if you really want AJ DeBancer, trade up for him.
And that was the first trade we said. You keep reeling me back in every time. That was the first thing we said was, look, if I'm Washington and I'm sold on Darren Peterson, I'm trading the second pick for Ace Bailey or one of those young players, and drafting Peterson at 2. And maybe even
I got to at least make you believe I'll draft AJ DeBancer, which I think is a lot of the reason that they're having this. Oh, well, we'll take him is drive up the price. So you send me something for him.
And I ain't trading down past 3 either. That's it.
No, it's me and you.
Really, I ain't trading past 2.
Yes, we can either do this or I'll take him. And I think that funny story, isn't that what happened last year with Ace Bailey?
Yep.
Where Danny Ainge, the Wizards thought the Ace was just going to fall to them, and Danny Ainge said, "Fuck you, I'm not doing it." Now Wizards, you got.
Well, Bailey said basically, "I don't want to go to Utah." He said, "Tough luck."
Right. So now it's literally your turn to do the same thing to them. Do you have the teeth to do it?
They might. They might not. We're gonna see Wednesday. Now, if something wild happens, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I may hop on TikTok and go live just for a second, just to say this is crazy. Because there's still the murmurs of the Hawks trading up, which I don't. Unless you're gonna trade up for a big swing, I don't see the point in trading up.
I don't assume that this, whatever you think that Golden State would do when they were building this, or what San Antonio would do at any point, is assume that's what the Hawks kind of would do, which means nothing. Pick the best guy that they like and continue to stack wins.
Yep. But I think we're done, ladies and gentlemen. Nord, if we ain't mix anything, take us out.
Hey, thank y'all for rocking with us. It has been a fantastic draft preview. Now we wait and wait for more trades. Adios, mi amigos. God is love until we meet again. Y'all be safe. We out this thing. Go Hawks.
Love y'all. Peace.
And nobody else.